point where you have a BKB. Oh, shout out to Bulldog.
He made it here. You know, he's there. I'm sure the emotes are in the chat as well. Everyone representing. But we'll see. Because for Alliance as well, you said it. You know, they've got these very tanky heroes. They're very much about this push, right? Which is going to be very strong. You're going to have this DP, DK, you know, frontline by his Timber tanking towers. The Gambit, they definitely got that sort of potential to push it back, push the game to the later stages, right? I'm seeing so this high ground defense, you know, Sniper sitting behind the racks. You know, they'll let the tier 1s, the tier 2s go, but when it comes to base defense and rat potential, you know, this Prophet's going to be constantly pushing out one of the side lanes. Gambit could get this to the point where it goes later and later, and Dream's able to come in with some sort of crazy rapier build. As
that's all you want to see. Yeah.
That's what I mean. That's sort of the game that I'm hoping we're going to get, but I am a Gambit that we may not get there because Alliance might just get this lineup online a little too quickly for Gambit to deal with.
Sniper's one of the best heroes to like drag the game, but this lineup doesn't scale that much. You have this core Nature's Prophet. Yeah, he can do some split pushing. I don't think that's enough. This Alliance lineup, man, it looks so good. And the way they're gonna set up their lanes is gonna do well for them. Limp will be mid, even though Sniper has an upper hand in this matchup. His attack animation is just too good. 33 shouldn't have problems in the bottom lane. Maledict is kind of pain in the ass in the first few levels, but once you get to that hood, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, and in terms of sort of coming in to maybe try and shut down the Sniper early, do you think we're going to see some rotations from Alliance? I mean, I'm like, can you sort of look for a pretty good opportunity to kill Sniper between Rubik and Death Prophet early on?
There is a lot of kill potential. Yeah. Sniper, one of the heroes that is easiest to kill, like Shadow Fiend, Luna, Snipers, they have no escape mechanism whatsoever. Like, they die so quickly. Also, this lineup from Alliance, it will scale into the late game. Yep. Dragon Knight, Dead Prophet, like these heroes are extremely good. One thing we did not say, this damage reduction coming out from Fade Bolt and Breathe Fire, that's just too much against any cores. They just need to get on top of Sniper, use that, you lose 60% of the damage.
Looking at the side lanes to start off, standard fair really down bottom as Hansken is pulling the wave around, will force this Dream's Ember to farm underneath the tower. Should be okay to do so. Has the point of the slight that can also help on top of the right clicks if he is a little bit off on the CS. Top lane, Nico Baby on this carry DK. You know, one of those heroes, yeah, with the armor and the HP regen he's going to get from his passive, quite hard for Gambit to really do too much with the harassment on him, even with the Treants.
Right now he's sitting at the 9 armor. Casual ring of protection. Also when he's near the tower he gets extra armor as well, so there's like no point in trying to harass this Blightstone, not doing much on shot slow. It's gonna be more of a passive lane. They can't get the kill since it's a safe lane Dragonite unless somehow Gambit overextends. Excess Vampire gets slowed down.
Oh, he may still get the courier though.
Crab.
He's got that movement speed. Crab down. Crab is gone, and Vampire will pick up that extra bit of a gold bounty for his teammates with that courier kill. Mid lane, 2-minute rune. It's going to be the haste rune for Limp. Nothing too crazy. I mean, he might set him up to try and run down the Sniper with a Siphon. Skill build, of course, maxing out that Crypt Swarm first to make sure he has got the nukes to get the advantage. But so far, you know, GPK holding up pretty evenly against the DP. Is this sort of expected at the start, or did you maybe feel that the Sniper could have come out on top a little bit more?
I think Sniper should have won the first couple of waves. You have extra damage from headshot, and you need to be able to control the lane, have it on your high ground. That's where Sniper excels. If you're attacking on the high ground, it could cost you first couple of levels. And the way you play with Sniper in any kind of matchup, you want to bring, you have gold, use the courier, bring that second raid band, bring that extra slippers just for extra damage, so you can like keep snowballing if you're having a good early time.
And I mean, I'm going to be very interested to see what do you think the Sniper build is nowadays? I mean, it feels like there's a lot of ways you can go. Obviously, with that cooldown reduction, there was a period where it was sort of Midas. I'm sure the item is so dead that we're not going to get to see that, but there's always a chance. But what are you seeing more? Are you sort of going like a Maelstrom build, or?
Maelstrom seems fine. It's a mixed damage, magical and physical, which they need against these tanky cores like Dragon Knight and Timbersaw. Here comes Hanskin on the mid lane.
Yeah, this is the sort of rotation you got to watch out for as a sniper. It will get the shrapnel out to try and stop them from chasing, but with the Siphon, Limp can move on. He's got another Siphon and a Crypt Swarm, and GPK, I don't think he's going to have the regen to fight for it. He's got a Fairy Fire, but it won't save him. Limp gets first blood. It's taking tower hits, though, so FNG will be able to find the trade. But they go down 1-for-1 in the mid lane.
I can feel FNG saying, yeah, sorry that you died, bro, but, you know, deep inside, he's extremely happy, getting the lane for himself, getting the solo XP from that kill. Rubik will have a good time in this game. Stealing anything from Witch Doctor is going to be extremely efficient, or if you steal anything from Tiny. Also Shrapnel, if you can get close to Sniper, which he shouldn't be able to do so.
And in terms of how the balance is going to work for Gambit's cause, is this really a game where Dream's going to have to be the active one and you're sort of more looking towards GPK to just play the farm game and to try and scale to the later portions ready for those high ground offenses?
Yeah, once again, they're going to go in the mid lane. One more Crypt Swarm should do the trick. Barely survives. Dream will need to be more active. They also have Nature's Prophet with the global presence, so these two can be pretty much anywhere with the Remnant and the teleportation. Problem is, you don't have an answer for 33. He's having a really good time on top of CS at the moment. Already level 4, about to hit 5. Once there's a third point in reactive armor, you're not killing him. Yeah,
no, very little you can do about him at this point. And later on in the game, it really is just going to require those big items to be done on the cores. It's going to take a fair bit of time. GPK, boots of choice, obviously the treads on Sniper, so you can get the full benefit from maximizing the chance of blocking that passive.
You still want to see Midas, admit it though.
I
already have like half of it, Gloves of Haste.
If you've got a level 10 talent with a cooldown reduction, you know, imagine Midas with 25% cooldown reduction. That'd be pretty busted. You know, he can do that. He has the power. And then you just simply pick up the Moon Shard, you pick up the Basher Abyssal, and that's the build.
Basher, alright, that's the item I haven't seen in a really long time on Sniper.
Yeah, the counter to Timbersaw, he's Timber chaining away. No, he's not. Gets bashed. I mean, there's what, 10% chance, but that's 10% more than 0%. It all works out. But we'll see. We'll see, you know, how if that G and GPK does stand for Galaxy Day. Well, we'll see what sort of build he comes up with this game on his Sniper. So far, overall, 6 minutes in, it's 1-1. A very sort of passive stuff from everybody. Everyone's no one's really getting shut down in farm. I mean, Dream a little further behind, but it's only a few hundred gold in it right now, nothing too significant, and he's about to hit the 6, so will have that ability to reset if he needs to, head back to base, get a refuel, and also the potential to get a bit more aggressive if he does see heroes out of position. Mid lane.
Around on the mid lane.
See if they get the bounce. Well, with the toss combo here from XS Vampire, they'll certainly have the damage to pop Limp. Excellent moves from Gambit to open up this mid lane, allow some damage to be done to that mid tier 1 tower. Bottom lane, Dream. He's got a Remnant out in safety. Be able to jump away. He's also got the third one ready so that he can put it out, get back to base, and make sure that he is back up to full HP and mana as soon as possible.
Alliance should be prepared for this kind of rotation. There's no way Timbersaw is dying unless they bring like 4 people and he overextends.
Yeah.
Same goes for Dragon Knight. He is level 6, has 2 points in Dragon Blood. Pretty hard to take down, so they need to set up some vision around the mid lane to help out Limp.
Yeah, I mean, Limp, because Limp is definitely the most vulnerable right now. You know, sort of you see this DK and the Timber on the side lanes. These aren't heroes that are very appealing to gank because of how hard they are to kill at this stage of the game. Limp's definitely going to be the focus for Gambit if they see opportunities to make moves mid. So has to be on guard. On lane, bit of damage being done to Dream. He's going to have Remnant back up in a second, so no real threat through him. Up top, Vampire is able to find a D ward. We'll see in time though and make sure that Nico Baby doesn't lose his courier on the trip back.
Fada's doing a good job on the top lane, just pulling creepers as much as possible, which gave Dragon Knight almost level 7 minutes in. Vampire trying to get a back toss, but no one is close.
And he is going to get quite outnumbered here. Limp in the neighborhood will be able to head around. Toss back does separate the Siphon from him. Alliance, they are still going to chase, and Limp should have the movement speed, but he's actually just out of vision. So Limp's not quite sure which way he's gone. XS Vampire duking it out, and with that will manage to get away. He's got a TP available, so we'll simply be able to back up. No harm done to the Tiny.
Limp still saving a point. At the moment, he's really low on mana, no points in Exorcism. Dragon Knight has his ulti ready. but they want to pressure the tower. You don't necessarily have to kill it, just try to force any kind of rotation or do chip damage.
And we're seeing mid this sort of eyeing up potential for a kill, but Hansken's keeping himself on the safe side of the lane. Slow. I'll add some additional pressure here. There's going to be a DP from 33, and he knows pretty much as soon as he turns up, Gambit, they've kind of got it back. There really isn't a lot they can do about this Timbersaw right now. They've really got to respect how just beefy 33 is. This is not a hero to kill. This is the second time he TPs mid when they bring the numbers 4 heroes on the mid lane, so a lot of time wasted while Dragon Knight is farming top. If it was farming jungle, still saving that point in case something bad happens. The AoE silence, I've said it yesterday, one of the most underrated spells in the game. It's a 3-second AoE silence. I repeat, 3 seconds AoE silence. Yeah, and you know, it doesn't scale too badly either. Turns into sort of a 50% uptime on just this massive area of silencing. And yeah, the cast range ain't bad either. It's not necessarily the hardest spell to hit. Very easy to start fights off with being able to silence the backlines unless they're incredibly defensively positioned. And 10-minute runes coming up at this point. We'll see if on the side's going to be able to grab the lion's share of them. Alliance maybe looking to do something down here. Limp going to get rooted. Dream's able to dance himself away. And they did get the only XP bonus at 10 minutes. Gambit. And Alliance not actually holding on to either of the outposts at this point of the game. They're going to look to smoke though, Alliance. Hansken bringing in Nico Baby. So Nico Baby actually moving away from that top lane, coming down bottom. They want to do something with Limp. A silence into the Dragon Tail should give them enough time to kill off the Ember Spirit, but FNG's in a good position. He's going to dispel the smoke. They're going to find him instead. They'll look to kill the Witch Doctor. FNG will fall, but this will give the information that Dream needs to stay safe and behind the tower. He's got his TP available in a couple of seconds. We'll show that he's still there as he goes to hit the creep. They can't defend this one. That Prophet has ulti ready. I mean, that Dream is still in it. He's got to be very careful there hunting. He's got Remnant to jump away with, but they find the opening Dragon Tail into the siphon. He goes for the Sleight of Fist, jumps over with the Remnant, and he will be okay. Extra time's been bought for backup to come in. Vampire TP's forward. Slows him down with the avalanche. Yeah, this tower is still falling. And in fact, Dream, he may still just die. The lift and the silence being used at the same time there. A little bit of miscommunication. I think they may have had that if they didn't stack those two disabilities together. Oh, they're trying to make a move on Timbersaw. He's going to turn this maybe into a kill. He's too tanky at the moment. They need to stay away from this Timbersaw. And meanwhile, on the top lane, Fada is farming as well, getting his level, so this global presence from AA ulti will help things out. I love the approach from Nico Baby, going for a Blink Dagger. It's either Blink Dagger or Shadow Blade this game, so you want to close the gap, have something against the sniper, and have that like insta-stun against the Ember Spirit. There will be a lot of split pushing. These heroes like Ember Spirit and Nature's Prophet will be pushing the side lane, so you need to have something good that addresses that problem. GPK, Dragon Lance into Maelstrom, taking the damage talent. So, full on the farming. Very safe sort of sniper build. And, I mean, it's the one you expect at this level. This is the way to play at the start. And, you know, getting away with it. Not everyone expects that. I heard you saying 25% cooldown reduction and Hand of Midas. I mean, I know there's probably a lot of viewers, you know, very confused. They're like, why doesn't he have a Midas? I mean, well, unfortunately, you see, these pros are a little better than us, and they know to play a little smarter. And Midas, I don't think we'll ever see that item, apart from when we get the occasional arc plays. Jungle Limp will catch off FNG. 3 for 2, 1k gold lead for Alliance. They'll look to push it on the mid tower. And again, any sort of place that 33 makes his move, Gambit have to sort of ignore. This is not an area to fight. They've just got to focus on getting farm on their cores elsewhere, as GPK remains safely in the jungle. Blink Dagger done for Nico Baby, so now that extra threat, that extra initiation, and as we've seen before, there's just a whole load of follow-up. As long as someone can get in and start the fight on one of these heroes of Gambit, it's very hard for Gambit's sort of as team to save them. The only real potential being a safety tossback from Vampire, but not the easiest of events to sequence. Nexus Vampire is not having a good time. Like, his Blink Dagger is 2,000 gold away. That's a full price.
And they just see them smoke. Sniper getting that ward, so they should know something is up. Nico Baby pretty hard to take down, and he just blinks away.
Yeah. I mean, they are hunting his dream with that urn. He wants to get some charges. He has been the one that's had to build the Vessel. They need it. You know, Vessel, an incredibly good item against their cores on Alliance. So someone has to get in. Obviously, being the carry, he has that ability to farm it the quickest in this series.
33 instantly chooses to go for Lotus Orb after he saw that urn, Ember Spirit. So he initially wanted to go for Yule Scepter, the item that you only can use on yourself, but this way you have ways of putting it on your teammates as well to remove that Spirit Vessel. Vampire is in.
Gonna give a lead in, goes to toss back on the Rubik. Rubik in trouble. The fine hands can they get more out of this? Already deep, XS Vampire still there playing around with him, but the Ice Blast comes crashing down on him. Tiny will fall. So 1 for 1, Gambit. They will get this tier 1 mid by the looks of it, with the Treants pushing on. Limp, she's going to be able to push Dream away, so tier 1 will stand a little longer. The Treants, will they finish it off? They will. Alliance don't even try for the deny, so Shashlo will manage to clean up that mid tier 1 tower.
Once Timbersaw goes in, they need to fall back. Sniper is so switchy at the moment. Timbersaw can do whatever he wants in these team fights. They don't have the clear answer. They're still 1,000 gold away from that Spirit Vessel. Once he gets it, Timber should have enough to finish his Lotus Orb, so it's not going to be that effective.
Radiant are scanning.
I definitely feel, you know, Gambit, I think they are playing for that sort of timing that we talked about earlier. You know, GPK is just Dragon Lance, Maelstrom. When it comes to high ground defense, you know, Sniper, that is when GPK is going to be in his element. So I think ideally for Gambit, as long as they don't sort of feed away too many lives, they have this position that they can fight from behind. But
so this is the way Gambit plays, huh? They lose the early game on purpose so they can defend the high ground, as we've seen yesterday against the pre-farmed Elk.
I think that's sort of the strat here. I mean, it's sort of opposed by the fact that Dream does go for this Vessel build, because he does want to get stuff done. He wants to be moving around the map. He just really relies on Vampire to be able to find the blink. Down bottom, they will pick up and getting those earned charges up. And once XS Vampire has the blink and these two heroes can start making plays, the supports at least of Alliance have to be very careful, because there's a huge chance that both this Ember and Tiny can just continue to farm both the AA and the Rubik.
Alliance is respecting this global presence, so they're not showing on the map that much. They also want to have level 2 ulti on Death Prophet from 8 to 16 spirits. Dragonite also about to hit level 2. Getting closer to his BKB, they have no ability to go to BKB. I mean, there is Death Ward, but it's not that effective against these tanky wars who have a lot of armor.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, all of Gambit's movements really just making sure that they're keeping GPK nice and deep in their jungle. He's going to go for the BKB next, so once that is done, he will feel able to and help out a little bit without the risk of him just being blinked on immediately by this very scary DK, as we're seeing in action here as Nico Baby closes the gap onto XS Vampire. Doesn't have anything else, and the rest of the follow-up's not quite there. Even with the Ice Blast connecting, they didn't have the damage to kill him, so XS Vampire will live through that, John.
We still haven't seen that Prophet ulti, or am I wrong?
I don't think so. No, I've not heard the Ghost come out. Hasn't been used yet. I mean, but as you know, as much as I say, you know, Gambit trying to play the slow game, it feels like Alliance, they're kind of happy with this too. And to your point, you know, you said at the start, it's not like Alliance's heroes don't scale. If anything, you could make an argument for across the board, them scaling better than Gambit's.
Both these teams have Philosopher's Stone. I see Claw. Here comes Initiation, but they need to fall back.
Yeah, they've got to be careful each time now. Gambit ready to try and turn. They'll look towards the DK. They get the toss back. Nico Baby falling very low. And with the Maledict, he will pop. Big kill for Gambit. They'll happily lose FNG for that one as they take down the DK.
That's a big kill. This mobile lineup from Gambit is doing the trick. They also have the small presence of Wrath of Nature, Teleport, Amber Spirit could be on different sides of the map, and he's just finished his Spirit Vessel. I see Imp Claw. It's one of the better tier 2 items. Both of these cores benefit a lot from it.
Definitely all hitting their timings on Gambit. And Alliance, I mean, you say, does it sort of surprise you a little bit that they haven't been more focused on trying to push towers with this exorcism? Do you feel they could have got away with a bit more at this point, 18 minutes in?
I think they could have gotten at least one more tower. Dragon Knight going for farm item. Decided to finish that Maelstrom instead of a BKB.
Bottom lane, look at this, 33. The man that you expect to be unkillable, he's gonna pop. They've got him. I mean, Gambit, they are playing this very safe and very smart. And in the same area down bottom, they kill Nico Baby. And then a minute later, they're able to kill off 33. So Alliance's heroes, maybe not quite as invincible as the players are trying to utilize them to. You know that 33 down there, he doesn't expect to be killed. But Gambit, they just straight up blow him up.
They're being outnumbered. That's the problem. And Sniper, he keeps farming. I love the item build on him, going for that BKB. So he has something that he doesn't care about. Like, he needs to stay away, of course, from the Dead Prophet ulti. I don't think you can just jump on him, not without a Blink Dagger.
And Dream's finding some solo action here. FNG, XS Vampire, Shaxo will come in actually to bring up more numbers. He gets jumped on by Nico Baby with the Dragon Tail stun. They'll punish this extension from Gambit. We'll see a TP attempt for Shaxo. Does he get out in time? He does not. Your Scepter's there to cancel the TP. This time Gambit will pay. They've been getting away with these sort of kills on their half of the map. Maybe feeling a little too confident. They go for that deep play by the tier 2. Alliance very quick to respond, and with the ghost out, Gambit aren't ready to fight into that.
Alliance's lineup is not good at getting kills. There are tanky, like you can try to initiate with the Dragon Knight and follow it up with A, but that's not enough damage. We can see the full as 5 Dragon Knight pops the ulti. You have the TP ulti used for the first time, and those ghosts are up. You need to run away.
Yeah, so that little bit of a lead that Gambit was starting to build with the way they were farming and making sure they didn't throw lives away does get shut down there. Losing 3 heroes, they're not going to be deterred as they're straight back in. They're smoking up. They're looking for the Roshan opportunity as they go in. Shasho's got the Solar Crest done, so they do it pretty quickly. GPK, as you said, that BKB is complete, so he feels very safe. And Alliance, they're not going to be aware of this. This is going to go down far too quickly. And Gambit, they'll get away with this Roshan play. Very nicely done.
Long cooldowns. A will connect, but it doesn't matter at this point. They can't take a fight if Dragon Knight does not have ulti, if DP ulti not ready, so they need to stay away from Roche. GPK will get that Aegis.
I mean, GPK, he is getting absolutely massive. It's like it's level 17. He's over 2,000 gold ahead of anyone else in the game. You know, he really is gearing up. As I said, when it comes to trying to push the high ground at any point of this game now for Alliance, it's not going to be easy. You are going to have to do it into this Sniper that has already sort of all the base items. Now he can go for sort of what he wants to be a little more mobile and more agile. He's going to get the Hurricane Pike. Then he can start going for the sort of the big late game items. But at this pace, you know, he's hitting the timings. This Sniper's going to be a terror.
It's a lot of damage. They popped the Solar Crest for some extra attack speed on him. It's gonna do the trick, and they could be able to take the tier 2 towers off Alliance. Still, Alliance lineup can take a fight, don't get me wrong, when there's DP ulti ready, and it's ready in a second.
They do have to get on top of the Sniper though. GPK, if he's allowed to sit the back lines of this fight, he's going to have a big impact. 33 will reveal himself. The rest of Alliance remains smoked up behind him. 33 trying to bait some action. There's the jump. Nico Baby finds the connection onto XS Vampire. They'll take Tiny out. Tiny will be left behind as the rest of Gambit. They don't want to try and fight this. And then still going to be able to find the catch on FNG. They may just have to let both supports go. Oh, nice Dreams. Very good chains. Will give FNG a bit more space to get out. And in fact, enough to allow him to live. Smart heads up play from the Ember to make sure they don't lose more than that's necessary.
And Alliance is going to defend the towers. Dead Prophet TP's bottom. Oh, can they take this one? It's a big kill.
Nico Baby and Limp together.
They have the outpost to TP to.
They do. Backup Sim for 33. Timber chains across to cut him down. Again, Dreams there with the response. Chains to hold 33 back. He's got the Lotus Orb. They don't want to commit onto that anymore. Gambit will retreat. GPK just focused on making sure that his game doesn't get knocked down at this point. He's had such a beautiful opening to this. His first 23 minutes, he's had complete free farm and more. He does not want to feed it away. He's keeping it smart and sensible on the Sniper.
Alliance understands they need to close the gap. They need to find these heroes in the backlines, kill this Witch Doctor, and most importantly, Sniper. So both of the cores decide to go for a Blink Dagger, which I really like. You also have Timbersoak, who's extremely mobile with the Timber Chain. Get on top of him, force him to use a BKB, then get out. I mean, you can apply the same think to what Gambit wants to do. They want to try to provoke any kind of action, so Dragon Knight pops his ulti or DP. Limp's ulti is needed to be used more cautiously, because Dragon Knight, yeah, okay, you can still take a fight, you do stuff, but if they run away from Exorcism and then reset, it could be a problem for Alliance.
FNG. Get the ward down, will do so underneath the noses of Alliance.
Nice toss back.
Very nice, gets him out of the radius of the Ice Blast. And GPK, I mean, you know, he can feel how strong he is right now. Now pushing up, sort of poking towards these tier 1 towers on the front lines. He knows how huge he is. And if Alliance do try and commit on him, they're going to have to throw a lot into it, because if he gets an opportunity to get the BKB off and the Hurricane Pipe, he's going to be more than fine. And XS Vampire is actually the one to try and start for a deep initiation, far past the tier 1 tower. It's going to cost him a life, a little too deep for the Tiny to go.
Other heroes don't have a Blink Dagger. They might have the range and Sniper, but it's not enough. I guess they wanted to use info while Dragon Knight was showing on the top lane with ulti and no TP, so that's the reason why they played so aggressively.
And, you know, in a sense, XS Vampire by throwing his body in there did mean the GPK could take down the tower without the threat of Alliance denying it. So, yeah, GPK is going to be happy with his Tiny dying in that fashion. Means that there's more money rolling into the bank. As he's very close to that Hyperstone. I mean, you just can imagine it within a minute. This Mjolnir is going to be complete. Sniper just farming it at a pace that none of the heroes on Alliance are really able to keep up with. Even with having this Maelstrom on the DK, it's just not, you know, Nico Baby's just not being able to match the farming patterns that GPK is being able to hit.
That's why he decided to go for Maelstrom before a BKB. Now he even has that BKB, which gives you more farm potential. He's not afraid to pop the ulti to farm as well. Once Dragon Knight form is ready, Alliance should try to make a move. Aegis is gone in 15 seconds, and they're ready to fight. Both of these ultis will be up.
And I love this as well for Nico Baby. He's going to go for the Aghanim Scepter. Make sure that he can do even more when he does pop the Dragon form. Bottom lane, Hansken being looked towards. He's going to pop the Glimmer Cape, but Shasho's there prepared. TP's over with the dust. Sets up an easy pick off for Gambit. That's an incredibly close game so far to start the day, exactly as you would hope between these two teams. No messing around here in this all-important series to take one of them towards that grand finals. 26 minutes in, 8-11, 1k gold difference in it. Both drafts with some excellent strengths down the line. Gambit's going to have this very formidable high ground defense that's going to be very tough for Alliance to push through and get to the backlines, get on top of the Sniper when GPK shooting down from inside his base. But at the same time, Alliance, their team fight, if they can get the execution down between the Dragon Form and the Exorcism, they still have this insane amount of damage, and they are tanky. They do take a long time to fall, Alliance's heroes, when they're in a sort of a group situation. Sure, we've seen like them die one by one if they get soloed out, Maledict and such, they will still fall. But when it comes to a 5-on-5, it's going to be very key for Gambit to prioritize the right enemies.
We've seen them grouping up and what they once they go as 5 and here they come with the smoke. Like, if they can somehow get initiation on Sniper, there are no defensive items whatsoever. Not a single Force Staff. Oh, look at Tiny. Craggy Coat, one of the best items you can get on him. 30 armor. What is that? 64% physical resistance.
Yeah, I mean, insanely nice against these heroes with these hard-hitting physical odds. See, towards mid, Nico Baby, he's going to step forward, pops the BKB. The Maledict was on him, so he's still going to take some tick damage through it. He's got to back off because of this. He's falling low, meaning the Fada's left alone. Gambit, they know that they can push on for more. The Assassinate coming in, slowing down Hansken a little bit with a mini stun, and they'll set up for a second. Gambit, they get the 2 kills. Can they get 33? The Sprout kind of blocking themselves off. I think the intention there was trying to get it out before his Timber Chain was thrown forward, so he'd have chained straight in front of himself, but not quite quick enough. 33 will get away. Still though, great moves for Gambit, 2 kills, and Alliance just unable to find anything in response. Each time with these fights, if Nico Baby's the one to get caught out and he has to BKB and run away, it's already a very hard team fight for Alliance to stand toe-to-toe to Alliance.
It is.
Gambit.
They lost 2 heroes, but didn't pop any ultis, nor... okay, Dragon Knight had 1 BKB, but it's going to be ready in the next 20 seconds, so they can still take take this fight once Rubik and AA are out.
GP's coming in. Here we go. There's the attempt to jump. They get the stun onto the sniper. He's able to force himself back once post the BKB. GPK's ready to turn. Tart's turning and shooting, but Limp's on top of him. He's got so much damage though. GPK's just so huge. He just straight up kills off the Death Prophet. The DP is dead. 33 still trying to chase GPK and will find the kill with the chakra. But already Alliance, they've lost both Limp and Nico Baby. 33's Timurchain's going to get interrupted. Gambit, they'll surround him. The Maledict's back down. The Death Ward out as well. Is it going to be enough with the root?
Still living.
He's held in place, but he still has a chance to Timurchain out. 33 will live. Gambit, have they got anything else left to attack to fire out? I don't think so. Now the aim of the game is to just get out of there, but 33's not going to allow it. Cuts across the trees, and he's able to shred down FNG.
Gambit going for the target. They popped that Death Prophet ulti. Like, Exorcism was out for only a couple of seconds. That's exactly what they need to do. Also, Timbersaw made a mistake. He didn't use Hans Halberd on the sniper. He had the chance before the BKB. This is one of the reasons why DP and Dragon Knight died. Also, Dragon Knight did not have BKB in that fight, so it's going to be a different one. Also, he's getting close to level 20. That's a big one. 25 strength. You get a lot of HP, a lot of damage as well.
Yeah, I mean, we are definitely seeing that, you know, these fights are very close. It really does all rest in can they kill GPK in time, because you see already the beginning of the potential from the sniper. He just turns and bam, 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 Limp is dead. But 33 doing an excellent position, just staying on top of him, forcing Gambit to focus towards him and allowing Alliance the space to still come out. So you
see on his face, like,
how quickly he died. You know, Limp, he just fell that quickly to GPK's damage output.
We see some big talents approaching. Also, Timbersaw, 20 extra strength. Even with Maledict on him, he's not dying, and he wants to be able to jump on sniper every single time. You gotta get him. Heaven's Halberd, force him to use a BKB, and then they can reset.
I really do just have to get that sniper that little bit quicker to avoid their own cause, taking a whole barrage of bullets to the face. To that vessel, and Dream's got his Maelstrom done, so now can begin to really catch back up, as he has fallen behind with this build. You know, a build that's been very focused on trying to do what they needed with this vessel pickup. And with the Maelstrom, he can look to farm a little bit better, start to scale that bit more. I mean, for the most part, though, it's kind of been fine for Gambit overall, because Sniper's just so big. And Shashlo, he's sort of been the one to take that position too, with the amount of farm that he's sporting right now, with a full BKB and Maelstrom done with that Solar Crest.
He's becoming a third core.
Yeah.
Dream was playing this more of a like team fighting oriented builds, what his team needs. The Spirit Vessel, Yule Scepter, like Maelstrom doesn't deal that much damage at the moment, but his next item should be the damage. Also, I love the build on Sniper, going for MKB Maelstrom. It's a mixed damage once again, magical plus physical against these cores who have a lot of armor. Magical damage is insanely good.
We are seeing the big one nearly done for Nico Baby. 700 gold, and that Aghanims will be out. So in the team fights, Gambit will have to be even more prepared to deal with a much scarier dragon form. They're out to make the moves, and they got away with this last time, and Gambit, another quick read. They see an opportunity to go for Roche. We'll see if the Lions go for this. They are heading over. XS Vampire's going to be there to try and stand in position to block them off. Ice Blast comes in. Gambit, they back out perfectly to avoid the blast. They won't take any damage or be hit by the debuff. Do they want to get back in, though? It's risky. Knowing that the Alliance is around, sure, there's no Ice Blast, but there's still the threat of the Exorcism. Nico Baby does pop the Dragon form and start to push out mid.
It's a very early Dragon Knight form.
Alliance, they cannot let Gambit get away with this, but can they get close enough to stop when they turn? Already, Nico Baby has to put the BKB, the Death Ward's onto him, gets Glimmer caped up. Nico Baby's going to have to spend some time getting out of there, and GPK with his BKB, he's shooting from the wall, turns towards the Dragon Knight, it turns towards Bard, he's able to slide over the pit, so GPK keeps himself in a very safe position. 33 staying on top of the target of FNG, looking for this Witch Doctor, but the heal, and now the fact that GPK can turn, help him out. FNG's still alive, and so much damage is being done to him, but the Maledict, he's going to start popping, he's loads of sword, and you also biting Ember, another toss-up, stopping him from being able to get any closer towards GPK. They'll look with the Avalanche onto Dream, but Dream is held in the chakra, forced to safety. 33's turned upon, 33 will fall. Gambit being able to maneuver this fight in such a way. GPK just in perfect position, getting the opposite side of the pit. They just could not get to the sniper. The Gambit, they come out on top, killing all 3 cores, taking Roche, Aegis, and Cheese is theirs. Gambit are starting to sail ahead.
GPK's positioning in this fight was amazing. Using a BKB, we're going to see where he stands inside the Roche pit. Then he gets out, also zoning ulti from FNG. Like, they get close, it still goes through the BKB. And once again, they are focusing this death profit. They understand where the threat comes from. Once the BKBs are down, Spirit Vessel will deal a lot of damage against the Dragon Knight and Timbersaw. Also, we'll see GPK will dodge that AA blast as well. Very nice movement from him.
Yeah, just the way they were able to handle 33. I mean, this would have been an excellent fight without the Timber kill, but the bonus of getting that as well, very, very nicely done by Gambit. And I think even okay, I believe it was the forced up of Vampire. Exodus Vampire was the one to come in there at the end and ensure that they don't even lose Dream on his Ember. Now Gambit with the items from Roche, they're ready to push on. They take a tier 2 tower. We've got an 8k leader now. They're even potentially ready to start knocking on the towers of Alliance inside of their base.
And this is what they can do. It's Sniper who's level 22, uses shrapnel, and can just slowly siege a tower. Nothing Alliance can do about it.
Structures are fortified.
The fortification will keep it safe. They're smoked up. Very hard for them to make a jump with Sniper having the Aegis.
This
Dream
is
having the cheese
for Alliance. If they use Death Prophet ulti and Limp dies, the game's just over. They don't have enough damage.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And Limp's coming outside of the base with the spider legs. Jump over Nico Baby. He's going to go for FNG. Wants to get rid of the Maledict threat. Over they go with 33. They'll get rid of the Witch Doctor. GPK pops the BKB. They're on the retreat, or are they? GPK, he starts to turn, shoot back. He's already brought down 33 to half HP. Limp's still trying to commit. Limp, he's just dying too quickly. The disarm's there in place though. As the BKB ends, the disarm in time to stop GPK from killing off Limp. He's still trying to run, but Nico Baby's able to come in from the side, take him down the once. The Aegis is gone. Buybacks come out from both Dream and enters Vampire. They have got the outpost. They're trying to TP over to help him, but with no BKB, there's no hope for GPK. He will fall. Alliance able to pounce at the time they need before they lose the rags. They jump forward. They're able to get in a way that doesn't allow GPK to play his game that time. He could not find the position to stand, turn, and fire.
This is exactly what Alliance needed. The Death Prophet not dying. She wasted a lot of time juking into the trees, and Limp didn't have some good ulti. This Sniper deals way too much damage. We could see that he's like, oh my god, what's happening? How am I dying so quickly? He even has a casual plate mill just to reduce some of that physical damage, but it doesn't protect you from magical damage coming out from that Mjolnir and MKB, but his movement in the trees was really on point. And once Sniper pops at BKB, like, he is going down after that if they're not playing around him.
Yeah. I mean, 33 really the man at the moment. They're coming in with the disarm as soon as that BKB ended to make sure that Limp did not die. So they hold on Alliance, able to bring this game back to that very even point. Sure, you know, there's still the 2 cores of Gambit stand tall and strong at the top of this net worth, but the 3 cores of Alliance are sitting there just behind. That's GPK. Still got a nice slot to work with. Obviously holding on to the Wraith Band. We'll see what item he wants to finish off this. I mean, does he want to go for more damage?
Rapier. It might be the item to go for. It's also...
I feel like Satanic's probably the best. Yeah, so he's going to kill the Satanic. This is the safe bet,
If things are not going nicely for them, like, it's going to be the Rapier, trust me.
This is the sensible one, though. Queuing up the Satanics is going to make him very tanky. Suddenly, you know, if you don't kill him whilst he's disarmed, he's just going to be able to get himself from 0 to 100 with that insane amount of lifesteal. And it's just exactly what GPK needs to be able to be in these fights without being too worried about being burst out after the BKB ends.
We're still not close to level 25s. Anyone?
No, really, most levels just on sort of the GPK 33, Nico Baby all sitting on the 23. Nico Baby wants the AC next. He's 3,200 into it. 33. A very nice item to pick up for his. Going to be coming his way very soon. He's looking for the Hex. He's already got 5,300 gold. So that Hex will be online. An extra answer to the Sniper. And See it once again, you know, how close Limp does come to nearly falling as GPK turns, but as I say, the disarm from 33 just saving Limp and allowing him to turn and kill off excess Vampire with the help of 33 and making sure that the fight was in a great place to take down the sniper twice.
Also, we didn't talk about the supports. Spada has 2 saving items, 4 staff and a Glimmer Cape, so they need to bring dust. I see 1 dust on Tiny and nothing on the Witch Doctor. They have 2 Glimmer Capes, 1 on Rubik as well, so they need that vision. Otherwise, it could be very difficult. They might buy a gem as well at this point.
Oh, and I tell you, you might like this. You know, so I was saying GPK wants to be sensible going for the Satanic. He's switched it up. He's queuing up the Daedalus. So he's saying
damage.
More damage. Doesn't matter about tankability. I'm going to prepare myself to sort of fight from the high ground. I guess as he gets closer to that 25, he knows he's going to have that insane attack range. So in his mind, he's sort of working with the way that Gambit can push it to the point where he's 25 and just play the game in a way that he's just never anywhere near the enemy.
He's the man of the people. He knows what we want to see. This is the gem I talked about. The Witch Doctor just picked up 1. They want to get rid of the vision. He has something against those 2 Glimmer Capes. Dusts are not enough at the moment. Full Hex on Timbersaw.
Yeah, it's scary. You know, 33 is just going to... He's just going to save both those items really for the sniper. That's all he's looking for. He's just looking to mess up GPK in the team fights, massively limit the damage output the Gambit have as a team, as GPK really is sort of the damage that's bringing down these big heroes, on top of the abilities that are used to set up, like the Maledictors, obviously being very crucial from FNG. But just stopping that sniper's damage will make these fights a lot simpler for Alliance. So you've got to keep eyes on 33, making that play happen in these fights.
Nico Baby with the cooldown reduction talent has only 30 seconds downtime on that Dragon form, so he can pretty much fight all the time. Also getting closer to level 25.
All right.
2 seconds Dragon Tail stun gets you to 5.25. That's a lot of stun.
Yeah, it's... You know, as I say, all about finding GPK in these fights. GPK is going to have to be so careful and to give credit really to both teams that they really have been. It's only 40 minutes in, just 15 to 18, and insanely close matchups so far.
This one could be big. Sniper picked up Illusionist Cape. So baiting things out with his illusions could confuse the enemies.
Also excellent for the farm at this stage and for sort of the lane push. Bottom lane, Vampire going to find Hansken sort of in his favourite position. Hansken, he's used to this. He always comes down, shoves this wave all the way around. He sort of accepts that he's going to die in some of these situations, as he's just trying to put these lanes back out, which is only going to get harder and harder with obviously as I said, the Illusionist Cape and the fact that Shashlo on the Prophet is constantly on top of finding what he can from these side lanes, and it's been a hell of a lot. This Nature's Prophet is massive, without doubt.
Prism as well, sorry, Omen, on that Prophet. That's a big one, reducing also cooldown on the ulti. I'm wondering if you could perma-stun people if you hit level 25 with Dragonite and have Spell Prism and Dragon Tail stun talent. It should be close.
Let's do the maths. Yeah, it's got to be very close, right? Nah, it's probably not perma-stun. 7.2. What's it?
I'll put you in a bad spot.
Yeah, I'll just quick maths here. So, 10.
Wait, but correct.
10% is 0.72. 20% is 1.42. So 1.42 taken away from 7.2 is 5.76. So you got 5.76 cooldown, 5.25 stun. So roughly about half a second where he's not stunned. There's not much, you know. That's a pretty insane uptime on the stun duration. You are right.
That could be big if they decide to ship those items.
It is basically a perma stun. It's basically, well, yeah, half a second in it.
What else is there? Nothing.
Any exciting pickups? Oh, you're looking at the talents.
I'm looking at the talents. Sniper about to hit level 24.
Yeah, so he's taking the attack range, right? That one is there.
But the first shrapnel charges attack range.
Really?
Dude,
but the attack range.
125. Like, that's level 25 talent.
Yeah, but it's like, it's basically a second Dragon Lance. It's pretty insane, the
It's
reach.
worse than Dragonlance.
Yeah,
If
but
you think about the talents, how much gold they're worth,
sure.
like Dragonlance 2,000
The
gold.
range, dude.
But check the other 25 talents on some of the heroes. Exorcism grants haste.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you get to haste? How much gold is that you have perma haste? A lot of move speed.
Nah, it's free. It's in the river. This is a rune, isn't it? It doesn't cost you any money.
Just get the rune.
Just get the haste rune. What else have we got? I mean, what's GPK on? Yeah, that Prince's Knife, that ranged hex. Very nice way to open things up. Nico Baby obviously holding the leveler, ready to switch it in when it comes to sieging towers. Leveler on DK, pretty nice. Pretty nice
see
indeed.
the bullet of Sniper with Prince's Knife projectile speed? Let's see how fast he attacks.
Oh, you're right, yeah. With that 60% increase on the projectile. There we go.
Scanning.
Invisible.
It basically is. Some sort of invisible ammo this
Not
man's
even Neo
got at
could
the moment.
dodge those.
Now, who's that? You know who has those quick reactions? Do you remember that guy who used to play Armlet Sniper back when Armlet was busted? There was all those clips.
No, I didn't play in 3K bracket, sorry.
No, there was it was up to someone, and he would have these reaction times with the Armlet uses. I bet he could prepare for a bullet coming this fast.
Dr. Keck W. Is that him?
Maybe. Around the pit they are. Roshan's up. Refresher shard. No acronyms. Who wants a refresher shard this game? I mean, definitely Alliance more so, right? You get sort of double exorcism, double dragon form for both fighting.
But you have no heroes that benefit from a refresher much on their side. Like, the best thing you get is refreshing your BKB.
Dude, double Prince's Knife hex. You know what I mean?
Double take aim. Damn, that doesn't even work.
Radiant's middle tower is under
There we have him. Nico Baby's on the hunt. They want to try and find some action before they go into Rose. Dream has a poke. Alliance pushing Gambit away from the pit. Still not the easiest for Alliance sake. If Alliance do want to try and go for this Rose themselves, they are going to have to use ultimates to take it down at any sort of pace, which is not easy. You know, Shashlo, as it says, just consistently keeping these side lanes pushed out. And if they're using the ults for Roshan, they're not going to have them ready for when Gambit brings the fight towards them.
If they can get inside the Roche pit, pop Death Prophet ulti to kill it and get refresher on her, that could be one
Could
play.
pay
But
off.
yeah, you can see Gambit already scouting with the illusions.
And GPK already on top of the day list. The money is just, it continues to roll in as he stays far ahead of anyone on Alliance's side this match. 28,000 net worth as this sniper. Up lane. Bit of a skirmish to kick off. Nico Baby tried for the jump in. He's got the jump out. But they are going to commit here with the chains. BKB's come parties as Dream stays to chase down Nico Baby. A Sprout, an attempt to lock him down, but Nico Baby's already out of there. 33 cut through the trees. Now Shashlo, he'll with a new focus. 33 using the Hex to set up, trying to get the cold feet to probably will do so. He gets forced beside the Ice Blast is coming down. Limp using up whilst the damage is done by this Exorcism, but GPK is now able to turn with his BKB. Tried to go for Limp. Limp's going to be caked up and will be saved. GPK is going to be in trouble now if the Lions can get back on top into the silence. Catches the three of them. GPK will fall. They're over towards Shashlo as another Hex comes out from 33. Then just Prophet hexed up and killed. They've killed off the Tiny. They'll turn towards Ember. They're falling here, Gambit. They lose all four. Only FNG to live as Alliance sees the opportunity. Now they can push on, take these towers. They can take a lot from the map here.
These Glimmer Caves are doing so much work. Even though they have a gem, FNG, he's not in the front line, so they are losing the vision. They also need to have some kind of a dust. Tiny should have something instead of this clarity in his inventory.
And we'll see, you know, it's hard now with the BKB duration starting to drop. You know, suddenly GPK just has such a small window to work with. We see he pops the BKB here in an attempt to commit out to Limp, but Limp's able to buy time with that Yules and his movement speed just separating himself. And suddenly, as soon as that BKB ends, GPK, he's in so much trouble. He's still this sniper that's gone full in on the offensive items. He doesn't have enough ways to save himself.
Is it time, Owen?
I mean,
Divine Rapier time.
he's got a good amount of money towards it. 3,500 be on the menu. We'll see what sort of approach Gambit thinks going to be best to to swing this one back in their favor. Now push down mid alliance, they'll settle for going for Roshan instead, whilst they still have this very large window to take objectives with no threat of Dream or Tiny. Bottom lane, Chashlo's doing some work with the Treants. We'll be able to put some pressure on the range Rex. They've got the fortification, and Hanscam will be able to come in to make sure they don't even lose the range racks alone. This Roshan will be all theirs.
It's gonna be cheese refresher, refresher on that Prophet, the best item you can get. Also, Dragonite, he went for that 2-second extra Dragon Tail stun. So, once Sniper is out of BKB, if Dragonite is alive, you know that he wants to stun that guy.
Yeah.
So they need to push him out with the Force Staff or just keep him alive with the Glimmer Cape. This is the second Force Staff.
Yeah, he's really got to be careful, GPK. They do actually have a cheese themselves in the base, so okay, just passing it back over to Dream.
Another level 25 talent on Alliance. Timbersaw with the Timber Chain range, so he can't initiate from far, far away. Like, just get on top of Sniper.
Yeah. But he's got the counter, he takes it. Got that attack range. So he is going to be able to sit like right back by the tier 4s when it comes to defending the high ground.
Yeah, if we compare 125 attack range against this Timbersaw level 25, 1400, that's a big difference.
But where's the trees inside the base? You know, there's only a few around the racks. You won't be able to get to the Sniper if he's by his Ancient. You know, it works out in that way. But definitely eyes on GPK to see what call he makes with this next big item pickup. 4,500 gold. He's almost certainly going to sell something.
Rubik steals Sprout, blinks in, gives trees so he can use the Timber Chain.
Dude, that would be pretty PogChamp. And now Hansken's got an E-Blade as well. So if he gets in, stolen Sprout, Timber Chain follow-up, the E-Blade and Hex the Sniper, he's just going to die. So there's the potential for those sort of moves to come out from Alliance. We'll see if they can pull it off. As again, we've seen Alliance now taking these team fights, being able to beat Gambit, but it hasn't happened yet around the base. This is when the real test for Alliance is going to come in. In this game, you know, we're hitting the 50-minute mark. It's getting later and later, and he's queuing up the Rapier. 5,400 gold into it.
Time.
It's going to be there. He can sell an item for it if he wishes to do so as well. Probably won't. I imagine he'll keep the functionality of popping the BKB, swapping it out for one of the other items. But that Rapier is going to be there soon. This is a Sniper defending high ground with that additional attack range. Good luck pushing into it. It's not going to be easy for Alliance, even though they are considerably ahead overall in terms of gold.
Not at all. You should respect Sniper when you're sieging the high ground. Even though you have Dragonite, you have DP ulti still from far away. If you don't have any trees that you can connect to, or if your Dragonite's Blink Dagger is disabled, you're not getting close.
Trying to find room for GPK to get that last bit of gold. They've got the creep wave moving in mid.
Full Hex on AA. This Philosopher's Stone doing so much work.
I mean, it's, you know, this is sort of the real difference in the gold, isn't it? You look at the supports, right? You got Gambit, XS, Vampire, and FNG. They're sort of down there in the real support life. And then suddenly Fata with a Hex, Handcam with an E-Blade. These supports are kind of on another level financially.
Radiant's top
They are looking very, very scary. Did they get have they gone for the Rapier shipment yet? Not quite yet. It's not to spend the money as of this point in time. Mid lane, Nico Baby's forced to pop the B actually. As he steps forward, already trying a bit of a poke at Gambit. Ice Blast will hit the 3 of them. Chakram's out, doesn't quite clip GPK. He can back away, but he's really going to want to try and find some sort of way of getting a curry out and spending that money. He's sitting on 7,000 gold right now. Really wants to get that money spent, but it's going to be hard to find an opportunity to do so if Alliance just continue to just try and keep these waves held in and on Gambit's half of the map.
It's still one hero. If they get rid of the Sniper, they win this game easily. Like, Tiny can't do that much. He's relying on cooldown. Ember Spirit doesn't have that much damage at the moment. Also, no charges on Spirit Vessel since they were not getting any kills.
I mean, Gambit, this is maybe a bit of a shopping mission. As they smoke up, do they want to try? I mean, GPK at the same time, maybe he does want to save for buyback, but obviously the argument being that if you're going for the Rapier, you kind of buyback's not going to be worth that much. I think if anything, Gambit, they're still just very wary of how they move towards the shop. This is sort of a full escort mission here. Get GPK over and able to make the purchase. Still a little risky. They don't have any vision over there, so they might not even feel comfortable going over to do so. Maybe with the numbers they will. Yeah, GPK is going. The escort mission will be a success. Always the missions we have hated in the games. And
DP back instantly. That's a lot of damage. 700 damage on Sniper with the crit, with the true strike. They have nothing that stops the BKB TP out.
Here we go. This really is where the fun begins. I mean, we sort of, this was the way this game was going to go, right? This was, I'd like to think this was Gambit's plan all along. Just keep GPK at the top of the farm, get to this point, 53 minutes, late game.
This is it.
Sniper, level 25 with the rapier, ready to hold. And now it's all about sort of hoping that the Alliance crumble if you Gambit, right? You're sort of looking for Alliance to push into this and just suffer to the rapier Sniper. As it is though, outside of the base, Vampire gets caught out. And Gambit, they're going to lose FNG maybe here as well as FNG turns towards. You'll see Sniper, GPK starting to shoot from the sidelines. He's actually using the BKB. The BKB's going to end. GPK's got to get back up to the high ground. We'll do so with a Hurricane Pike.
Oh, NicoBaby was so patient, hiding in the trees, waiting for BKB to be done on Sniper so he can blink in and stun him for 5 seconds, but a nice pushback. Next Roche may respawn in 2 minutes. 8,000 gold on that profit.
Okay, what's he going for? Ultarine. Alrighty. I mean, it really is, you know, without the ults, Alliance aren't really at any point ready to push high ground. They need Exorcism, they need Elder Dragon Form. That's the time when they do try for high ground. But as I say, it's not easy. And we're coming up to what the all-exciting 60 minutes of the cost. We're going to get to see some new neutral items, almost certainly. I mean, the chance this game ends in the next 5 minutes, I don't know how likely that is. If it stays like this, Gambit are going to be able to continue to hold, and we're going to get to see some of those tier 5 neutrals.
Alliance is lowering the cooldown with their talents on abilities, so they can fight all the time, with the Dragon Knight being only 30 seconds downtime. Same goes for that Prophet once she gets that Octarine Core, and the Spell Prism is the neutral item, and there it is.
Okay.
Let's see the cooldown.
Seeds of fortune.
I mean, I think I'm already just thinking about the tier 5s. I hope we get to see some
87 seconds.
I want to see Ballista Sniper. That's what we want. Plus 250 attack range. Now that's a big number, Lacoste.
Can he stand at Fountain and attack?
The enemy Fountain, yeah. Yeah, it's that big. Yeah. It's basically global. Obviously, RNG has to be on his side. GPK. He's got that Lincoln's now, so even when the BKB's down.
And bought the full Lincoln trick. He wants to have something against this Heaven's Halberd, Hexes, and most importantly, Dragon Knight stun.
No, it makes perfect sense. You don't need the true strike that the MKB tries to offer. You've got the guaranteed true strike. No, there's nothing truer than true. GPK's got it covered with the rapier.
Captured in the flame.
And how do Alliance do this? How do Alliance break this high ground? And obviously every time they're spending time sort of trying to get together some sort of play mid, or see already the jump in. There's a Hex, the toss back. They'll get NicoBaby up on the cliff. So NicoBaby won't be able to commit. Shashlo goes for the BKB, TP out, nothing through it. NicoBaby gets back down, but this is the Elder Dragon Form and the Exorcism used. They're probably not going to be able to go for high ground with this. So it's, again, more minutes past where Alliance, they're still trying to work out the best way of breaking this base.
I like the approach from NicoBaby. Wants to get that Aghanim Scepter's Blessing and then buy Basher, so he can get a pick off on the side, especially with the Ninja Gear.
This feels a little risky. Gambit, they're coming out of the base. GPK, it's got BKB popped by NicoBaby. They'll turn with the stun onto Shashlo. Shashlo forced the side, slider change, holds back the Rubik. Goes out once more. Limb's trying to chase NicoBaby. Jumps forward. They get the heads on FNG. They've got to run back onto the high ground. 33 for the Chakra. Cross takes down the two of them. FNG and Shashlo immediately buy back. Dream, bots BKB trying to finish off NicoBaby. GPK, they're on top of it. BKB, TP's back to the Fountain. He separates himself in time. Back from Dream as well. Alliance, they're in the base. They are starting to take heavy damage. 33 falling low. Vampire in with the toss back. They get the control onto Limp. Limp is dead and gone.
That's only one casualty for Alliance. That item, Ethereal Blade, saving his teammates with it. Still chasing.
Shashlo seeing if he could catch any stragglers from Alliance, but the rest of Alliance will escape. So it's a bit of a poke. As you say, Alliance, they do lose one hero, but they do force Gambit to buy back on 2 heroes. So it is that additional bit of damage done. You see the gold loss obviously there. Now Alliance, in theory, if they can repeat that within this 7 minutes where there aren't buybacks available on those 2 heroes, they will have the edge.
She's Aegis, Refresher, and Aghanim Scepter.
Who are we giving the Aghanims to? Probably Ember? Yeah. Roshan is not going to be an issue with this insane amount of damage they have. There's actually, well, there's going to be a buyback. There will be an issue with this buyback. They want to threaten this Gambit. They're going to make the call. They want to stick around and get this. They'll kill off Roche. But Nico Baby's in with the BKB. The cheese is on the deck. They turn towards the Dragon Knight GPK. He's just getting out of it. He cannot afford to mess around with this. He's got to let the rest of his team die. Shasta will fall. No buyback on him. So the Nature's Prophet is gone for 2 minutes.
Also
and
no
so
buyback
is Excess Vampire. It's down to 3 versus 5.
How to get a Hex ready? He could have stopped it.
It's getting pretty crazy how we're seeing Gambit with the pickup. So Aegis did go the way of GPK. Dream was able to get both the Aghanim's buff and the Refresher Shard. I think Cheese may have just been popped in that fight by the looks of it. I don't know if anyone else... Yeah, there's a Cheese on Limb. I don't know if that was necessary.
AA ulti gonna collect 3 heroes.
33. Whoa. Okay, Remnant in. Okay, he's playing past them here, Dream. Just getting rid of the... Just trying to clear out the creep wave. There is still a creep wave coming in mid. And let's see what GPK can do from a distance. And he is going to have to keep that distance. Without Excess Vampire and Shashlo, there's limited ways they can help the sniper if he gets jumped. Taking this tier 3 tower Alliance. Now look over the Hex on FNG. He also doesn't have a buyback. He's got to be careful. 33. He's got to respect the damage. He gets in range though for the halberd, but he's burst. He's out. 33 is gone. And with that,
100 gold for that kill.
FNG, he's got the money to spend right now. This sniper damage is just too much, especially coupled with the Maledict. Each time that Maledict is down upon you and you're getting focused down by the sniper, there's very little that you can do to save yourself.
And we're gonna see tier 5 items.
It's coming up.
There.
60 minutes, we've made it. Time to get someone out and finding them. Obviously, it's a lot harder for Gambit to clear out the camps as they still are having to play from inside of their base. Pirate Hat, 150 attack speed. Who are we taking that on? Probably the DK. Yes, indeed. Nico Baby, he holds on to that. And oh, very nice. He's also got a basher. So
That's
now...
gonna be a lot of bashes.
Yep. With that extra 150 attacks. X mashing up the item reset.
Yeah, this is what Ember wants to do. He wants to be outside the base, getting those tier 5 items. If they can get something good for Sniper, he got the Pirate Hat as well. Give it to Sniper. I think it's much, much better than Prince's Knife. And yep. Woodland Striders on Dragon Knight.
Oh. He also now, or whoever takes that, could set up for a timber chain. You get in and start to plant down the forest, and suddenly 33 is able to follow you up and back you up.
Let's see if 33 gets it. No, he got the Spell Prism.
Yeah, I don't think he wants it himself. He wants someone else to sort of plant the trees.
Green piece.
Oh, Dream. He's outside. They get the opening. Is there any safe for him? They try and force him. Side exit. Vampire's looking for the toss back to safety. He'll toss him over. He's over towards FNG. Dream will live. And now 33. He's just getting shot down by GPK. The disarm comes out in time, but 33 surely will still fall. The disarm. It's about to end. He turns, takes him out. GPK with the double kill. They've lost Dream. They've lost FNG. Nico Baby is trying to get on top of the start. The buyback comes out from Dream. They have to protect GPK. The disarm ends. He's ready to listen to what Nico Baby lives on top of him. He gets the BKB off. GPK can turn. He starts to chew on the Rubik. Defensive E-Blade being used. Trying to keep him alive. Handscan into Glimmer Cave. Backs away. But GPK, he's just shooting them all down. Tells everyone good. But again, 33. Disarm. Halberd onto the sniper. And there's no defense. His Aegis will be popped.
They need to save Sniper. That's a Divine Rapier on him.
What can they do to keep him fine? GPK is tremendous, but he's surrounded by the 4 of them. They're in the backup. GPK will fall. The Rapier hits the deck. As GPK and Vampire have the buybacks available. Those buybacks from Alliance, though, coming in clutch. 33, his play with the halberd, the way he's been disarming the sniper throughout. Coming back with that that disarm, GPK may have very well brought down numerous members of Alliance.
It's too much disarm for the sniper once his BKB is down. You have Sight of Light, you have Heaven's Halberd. It's so hard to play into. Only 3 heroes have buyback at the moment. Sniper can buy another Divine Rapier for himself.
He's got the money to do so. If he does buy that second Rapier, he won't have the buyback. So he's got to be a little careful. Is that his courier being microed out? It's not at the moment, so no courier being sent out. Anticipation buying that backup Rapier because he knows he's almost certainly going to be forced to have to use the buyback. They're back inside of the base alliance. They're sieging a tier 3. They're going to look straight towards the tier 4. He's got a buyback. He's got to do it now. But he's now... He's without the Rapier.
Yeah. Radiant's middle barracks.
The damage is not going to be anywhere near as scary.
This attack speed on Dragonite is too much against these buildings.
He's going to invest in the death, so he knows he has to spend his money on something because it's now or never for Gambit if they want to try and hold against this push from Alliance.
That's certainly going to be mega creeps. Still 15 seconds for Nature's Prophet. Too much damage on these buildings.
Quick BKB as XS Vampire does jump in to try and threaten them. They're going to move forward as the BKBs do end. And Limp with the X Machina gets the second usage of the BKB off to be super defensive and make sure that he can escape. Attempt to chase from Dream, commits with the Remnant, finds the chains onto Nico Baby, Shashlo's there with a follow-on Hex. They managed to catch the Dragonite, jump forward with the combo, they're trying to burst down Nico Baby, can they do so in time with the vessel on him and the damage with this Desolator, they'll kill him off, Nico Baby's gone, and now there's a bit of a window for Gambit to push back. Nico Baby, he's now dead for 2 minutes, and obviously he used his buyback around mid-fight near the river. Gambit could push on, and without their DK, that's a huge impact loss from Alliance. He was a massive part of their fight.
Let's go mid. This is the plan. I see Timbersaw. He's buying a BKB. Wants to be able to not get hexed. Bottom lane, AA trying to get a solo kill on Nature's Prophet.
He's got the BKB though, Shash though. And we'll be able to break away before 33's in. Gambit, they're up towards the mid lane, tier 3 and racks of Alliance. 80 seconds still to play without the DK. With those TPs down bottom, Fada's got to walk back. There's actually no TP scroll on 33. He's obviously got the Timber Chain to get over there.
No
but
TP scroll.
He's going to have to take the long walk. And it's giving them the space to get this tier 3 tower. They'll take it.
Still a full minute. Look at this damage from Sniper. Deso.
They're looking for the game, Gambit. One tier 4's down. There's still a minute without. They've got to do something now. But GPK, they try and jump. GPK's able to pop the BKB. Looks towards Limp. Limp has to get back for now. 33's BKB himself will end soon. The 2-man chain stole from Hanskin. Catches out both Shashlo and Vampire with the force down. Vampire and FNG, they're silent. Limp's on over them. They've lost GPK. Alliance, they've killed off the big threat. And now they can look for the cleanup. Dream, what can he do to help out here as he looks to jump forward onto Limp. He's stunning him up. The dead one's down, but Limp's too tanky. Can get away. Buyback from Hanskin. Alliance know now it's their time to shine. This window without GPK in the game. They'll lose FNG as 33 cuts down the backlines. Stun out onto this Ember. He's silenced. The Lincolns will protect him from that initiation, but still the telekinesis is there to follow up. Another Hex. Dream will fall. 2 cores now down on Gambit without buyback. This should be the opening that Alliance need to close this one up. Can Gambit really hold with just Vampire, FNG, and Shashlo?
Oh, Limp goes in with that Divine Rapier, does a couple of right clicks, goes in, and then suddenly falls back. He understands that they want to focus him, goes back, pops the BKB, comes back with the Yule Scepter, and Sniper is gone for 70. The only one who has buyback right now is Tiny.
This is going to be in a very, very difficult hold for Gambit. If there is going to be a hold at all, their 2 main damage dealers here in the late game out of the match. Alliance, they should be able to finally close this one off. This was not an easy game, but they should here with this push onto the tier 4s. 33, it's keeping X's Vampire back. They do have a fortification, still 40 painful seconds for Gambit until GPK is back in Vampire, just trying to draw their attention away from the tier 4s. He's got a second life, he'll buy back, but both tier 4s will fall. Alliance, they're onto the Ancients. Shashlo's trying to go for some sort of split push as he's in the mid lane, but they know there's very little they can do to stop this, and they cannot at all. GG is called, and Alliance, they will take this game 1.
This is a kind of a game that I was first seeing some tier 5 items, Divine Rapier. Divine Rapier is not a meme item anymore. It's a legit item which gives you true strike. I was expecting maybe to buy it one before the 6th item, you know, instead of swapping the items. Very close game.
Yeah, no, I've just got to say, 33 for me, man of the match here. 14, 4, and 13, the highest damage done on his team. The way he went in and was able to find GPK as many